Welcome back again today, friends. So I've got a table full of food. I just came up from the depths of the grocery store in my basement, from my freezers and my refrigerators, and dug out a lot of items that we need to use up. I am going through this summer freezer and pantry challenge. Don't know yet whether if it's going to be 6 weeks, 12 weeks. You're going to help me design it and figure it out, but we're going to keep it easy peasy lemon squeezy because that's what I need in my life right now. And so to kick this off with a big cooking day, I have a variety of things that have been in my freezer 6 months to a year or so, plus some items like I had 4 bags of radishes. We're gonna do some meal prep too. These I'm just gonna throw in the slow cooker or roll them in some olive oil and put them in the oven. We will roast them. It's like potatoes to me. I have some salad stuff, not related to freezer cooking, but I do have 2 bags of lettuce from a friend's garden. We're gonna get some more jar salads done. I'm not sure what else I have though besides lettuce and these toppings. I might have some carrots swirling around. We'll see what we can figure out. Also, massive provolone. So I do have 2 more blocks of cheese that we shredded up yesterday, and we got 10 freezer meals in the freezer, I believe. I did 5 or 6 baked ziti's and 4 baked spaghettis, and then a gallon bag of spaghetti sauce. Look, hey Jamerrill, how are you getting those muscles in your arms? I guess maybe I'm lifted with provolone, haha. But anyway, we're gonna shred this up today, and we will use this somehow. I do have my big batch freezer cooking packs. So I do have my big batch freezer cooking guides, and I do have how to meal plan from your pantry guide 1 and how to meal plan from your pantry guide 2, and I'm using a lot of tips that I've shared in there, of course. So I will be referring to many of my recipes, and I will link those down in the description below, because we have some different fruit situations. I guess I really should offload my protein, but like, I don't know what stories, this quarter of a bag of frozen bananas has to tell. Folks have gotten into this and gotten bananas for smoothies, and this is where they went to die. And we have this little bit of a bag of blackberries from Azure. I do have some unopened strawberries, some cherries, and then a 3-berry blend. I'm thinking, I've shared many times over the years the freezer fruit bread that I've made, where you just basically throw any fruit in there. So I'm thinking we'll do that. Also, I have quite a bit of canned applesauce. So I'm thinking about maybe we'll do some apple butter in the slow cooker and some applesauce muffins. We have here, I have 4 or 5 bags of homemade sourdough bagels from last summer when we were having our sourdough summer from the freezer. And then I have 2 bags, I believe these are from this winter, 2 bags left of sourdough English muffins. And so we're gonna do a bunch of intuitive cooking with this, but again, the recipes I actually have written out will be linked below. But I'm thinking with these bagels, and I have some bagels from, I feel like this is a pantry freezer grocery haul, right? These were from Sharp Shopper. They were $1.19 a bag. I took these out of the freezer to defrost those as well. And I have a bag and a half of these sausage patties. I also have, this is still defrosting, but it's a boneless sliced ham. And then I have 3 packs of sausage links, a random bag of apples. This will be like our own little episode of Chopped. Another thing that I know I have downstairs that I didn't bring upstairs yet is I probably have 3/4 of a box of diced potatoes from Azure Standard. I know I have heavy cream. Again, we have cheese, we have eggs. I'm thinking through some sort of a breakfast bake thing. So we have plenty to work with. So let's dive in and make stuff happen with these items. And then we also have, this is some already cooked sausage from March 2023. So many options here. So I'm just gonna get these sausages, probably just throw them in a sheet pan, get them going in the oven, and make things happen. So here's some of the applesauce that I brought up. We will probably go through more, but we're gonna use it up. And I think apple butter is a great way to do that. Okay, so I'm starting to make us a whiteboard for what we're gonna do. Non-freezer cooking items, we'll do slow cooker apple butter, jar salads, we're gonna roast some radishes. Then over here, I'm making a plan. So I'm gonna do a bunch of sheet pan eggs, and we have a variety of different breakfast inspired meats, and then we'll have cheese, and I don't know why I wrote the word eggs there. Well, I guess that's the other ingredient, but we will mix that up, cook those on sheet pans, and then they'll be like squares that can go on the bagels. We have breakfast bagels, and then the breakfast English muffin sandwiches. We also have the individual sausage patties. So some of these will have bonus meat on that, and teenage fellows will not mind. Also freezer fruit bread, applesauce muffins, and see what we can pull together from there. But this is what I'm thinking at this moment. I forgot, we also, in talking about that box of Azure standard hash browns that I have, we have that. So I'm thinking of doing those and some sausage, egg, cheese, maybe some heavy cream. We'll pull together some bakes with that. Okay, so checking in on, oh no, wrong oven. The sausages, oh yeah, those are looking good. Okay, we are coming down here to get, oh, and I'll link the video below where we just went through and did big freezer tours and such, but this is the fruit and veggie freezer, and those tomatoes that we're gonna get to. But this is the box of organic diced potatoes from Azure Standard. I believe I got these last summer. So anyway, we are gonna do some breakfast casseroles and such with these. Okay, I know I got into these a little bit last summer, but let's take a look. Okay, so yeah, I believe it was just big bag of them. There you go. It's got some ice on them, but that's okay. We will get these upstairs and start working with them. Okay, so hopes and dreams. We got a cheese processing station here, and I'm gonna try to make something happen here. Okay, I haven't actually used this before, so let's see here. That could be user error, or maybe that's why we stopped using it. Maybe that's just the noise it makes while I slice the cheese. Okay, I don't know how to get it back though. Okay, this could be a whole thing. Okay, and then I see this little back here. Okay. I don't feel like it should be that loud, but again, that's probably there. Okay, we're just gonna, I see where you're going with this little cheese slicer situation. Piece off the back. I mean, it's thick cheese, but we are doing it. I'll probably cut these in half, like half per breakfast sandwich. Oh, maybe I can adjust the thickness up here. Oh, I bet so. Okay. Okay, let's see how that works now. That's probably too thin. Like that's too thin. Together we will learn to operate this. Tell you, I very well could be using this thing wrong in 10 different ways. So this is just a mom fumbling through life, figuring things out. I think we're doing pretty good though. Okay, it comes back quicker when I click the button. Let me try to leave it on this time and see. Just doing our little cheese collection. Okay, so I guess I better get a bag here to collect the cheese in. I'm proud of us. I will shred some too, but we'll have sliced cheese now. Some big pieces and some thin pieces. It is feeling hot. It's working hard. This little part comes off. And this is the piece of cheese that's left, which can go on a breakfast sandwich. And I guess I'm gonna do another thick slab of it and then maybe pause this for the time. There's now smoke arising and a burning smell. I don't know what I'm burning, but I just let it rest for a minute, so let's see what happens. Probably like my sign to stop using it now. I can finish this. Okay, so we can file that under, we cut cheese and we didn't die, so yay, there is some smoke coming, but that's okay. Maybe it just needs to rest a little bit. Alrighty, so I brought up a bunch of applesauce. Let's see, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. I wanted to do apple butter. I do have family folks who really enjoy it. It's been a long time since I've made it. I do have recipes over on the blog. I do have recipes over on largefamilytable.com using the slow cooker and the Instant Pot. Both read as if you're doing from the very start with fresh apples. But you cook the apples down. You basically make applesauce and then you cook it even longer to do the apple butter. So I will probably add some cloves and some more sugar and such to this. And I'm not sure how many jars I'm using. So let's get opening it though. It's a good way to use it up. We are also going to do applesauce muffins and we'll use some of this applesauce for that, or if I end up using all of this for the apple butter, then I will bring some more up because I do still have a decent amount of applesauce. And you need to let me get a wooden spoon over here to help. this is gonna, we'll just let it cook on low for like 8 hours. I'll update how it's going. And then of course, this is gonna cook down and get really thick, making the apple butter. And I definitely have folks that like to eat it on toast and such. So let's just do a big old batch. Because we are who we are. We are using 10 quarts. Just eyeballing, dumping some cloves in there. I just like to smell the cinnamon again. We'll just use the, look at us using stuff up. Use the rest of that up. So in the past when I've done it, I'll let it cook on low for 8 hours, and then I let it cook another hour or two, but at the end I take the slow cooker lid off. So the kitchen will smell great, because it's already later in the afternoon while I'm getting going with this. With this for right now. It's just gonna cook on low and like it. And I've never froze apple butter before. I don't see why I couldn't freeze like 2-gallon bags of it and then leave a good bit out in the refrigerator to use. I'm not going to can it, mainly because I like to use canning recipes from the National Center of Food Preservation, and I'm just doing what I want right now. So I won't worry about canning it, but you know, I love to freeze things. And since we're making a big batch, although of course this is a 10-quart slow cooker, we might only end up with 5 quarts. We'll see. I know it cooks down, it gets really thick, it gets a darker brown, and I know it's been since the Forest House, probably 5 or 6 years since I've done a batch of apple butter. And if I end up with some in the freezer, it might be another 5 or 6 years until I need to do any more. But we're still using up apples that we made homemade applesauce with and finding another use for them. I also have some of this meat in a bowl of cold water, doing some cold water defrost. So here's the homemade sourdough bagels from last summer. 3 bags of those, 2 bags of the English muffins. These all need cut. But I think what we're gonna do is, before I slice those down, I need to get several sheet pans of sheet pan egg combination something in the oven to go on these breakfast sandwiches. So I don't know how many sheet pans we'll need. I'm really just doing the math and winging it and flying by the seat of my pants, which is where some of the best cooking happens, right? As far as this goes, I'm not even looking at a big batch cooking guide, but again, I will have the recipes that I have linked below. But we're gonna do the sheet pan omelet things. I might actually need that. Maybe we'll do some smaller applesauce muffins coming up. But anyway, I'm gonna whip up sheet pan eggs. Now I will have sheet pan egg recipes and sheet pan breakfast link for you below too. Just cut that quick too. one of these would make enough egg bakes for the bagels or the English muffins to probably 20 or so per pan. So, let's do 2 of them. But may need to come back there for more. Okay, so I'm just gonna get egg cracking happy here. I have probably a dozen, probably about 3 dozen eggs or so. We're gonna start with I know some of you like to joke about the gong when I crack these eggs on a bowl, on these big bowls. And so the pre-sliced ham is already defrosted, and the pre-cooked crumbled sausage is almost defrosted. And then we have those sausage links that I just threw in the oven. But we're also gonna do some breakfast bakes too. So, and that might actually be what I serve up for dinner tonight. I figured something from this cooking time would be for dinner. I set out some of the Trim Healthy Mama meatloaf that I had in the freezer to be for dinner tomorrow night, and we'll do corn and a watermelon with that. So for tonight, I think we might do one of these Azure hash brown sausage, random, maybe do sausage and ham in them. Should be good. Okay, so I do have a little bit of heavy whipping cream. Passes the sniff test, so I'm gonna pour that in. And then I have this ham I think we will chop up. I don't need to, I got some shredded cheese here also that we're gonna end up throwing into this. But I'm gonna chop up some of this ham. I know I could get a better knife, but this is what I grabbed. See how many pounds of ham that is. Okay, I'll just say a couple. Oh, does it tell me here? 2.76 pounds. So 2 3/4 pounds. I guess I will go ahead and throw this ham in here. Why not? So that was 3 dozen eggs, 2 cups of heavy cream, 2 3/4 pounds of chopped up ham. We will of course throw some salt and pepper in here, and probably some garlic powder and onion powder, and mix it all up. We will do some shredded cheese in here as well, and then cook it as this giant sheet pan omelet scrambles of some amount here, and then we will put them on so many breakfast sandwiches. I don't know yet our total count on how many breakfast sandwiches we're doing, but we are doing them. And we also have sliced cheese that could go onto some if we need it. We're just making it work. And I've done 0 grocery shopping for all of this freezer cooking. Plus we're cleaning stuff out, so look at us. Okay, so we have our Redmond real salt, some garlic powder from Sharp Shopper, Great Value pepper, just a little bit of onion powder left from Azure. And I do have some of my Azure spices that can be refilled, but when I looked the other day, I did not see where I had onion powder and garlic powder from them. So I'm not going to order from them yet. I'm going to use the last bit of that up. Why not? But last little bit. Probably about a tablespoon of onion powder that we use there. I'm not going to order from them yet, but I would love to, once we get through this challenge, maybe go back to doing some Azure orders, maybe even just a quarterly order. We shall see what life looks like though at the end of this pantry challenge. Now I'm going to, this is half a tablespoon, so I will do 2 of these of the garlic powder. And then I did find that other mixer we've been looking for. It was put in this corner cabinet. So it has been found. Like the prodigal son of mixers, it has returned. And I think it was there the whole time. That's just not where I normally put it. So I was not looking for it there. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and do a dozen more eggs because I have a lot of ham in here and I think we're going to need it. So let's just do it. We do have a decent amount of eggs. I do look forward to the day when I can get another flock of chickens going. I do have one lone chicken and she does lay one little egg for us and she just free ranges. It's cute, so. Oops. Okay, and I have shredded cheese. So let's do a couple handfuls in here. So we'll say this is 3 cups of cheese. Alrighty, so the count is about 70-ish breakfast sandwiches that we actually, I didn't even know last July. I was prepping bread for breakfast sandwiches in July 2024. But look at us, here we go. So I probably need to preheat my oven. Haven't done that yet, but that's a thing. And so I'm gonna take our wonderful sheet pan omelet mix, that's what we're gonna call it. I would like to have vegetables in this, you know, like some peppers and onions. I guess I have onions, could have done that. It's okay, it's okay. folks will have no complaints. Little folks will not find little onions in there. So it's okay, truly, lots of protein. Just trying to spread my ham around. So here's one. So we're gonna get this in the oven and get them preheated. Whoops, and not spill it. And so while we have this big egg bowl out, once I get these in, I think I will go ahead and get mixed up the eggs that are gonna go on top of our Azure cubed potatoes. And we will pour our egg mix on top of those and also just go ahead and bake them. And those can be reheated. Okay, yay. Okay, so we've got a fourth pan going in the oven now. Okay, and also winging it, well, let's see, yesterday in my large family meals of the week video, I did five deep dish pans of baked ziti, and we did 4 big pans of, I'm explaining to you where all my glass baking dishes are, 4 of big spaghetti. And so what I have I have 4 glass pans that are not in use currently. So we will do 4 of these diced potatoes, sausage, egg, cheese, yummy goodness bakes. And I'm looking at my eggs. Well, we're gonna layer the potatoes at the bottom of each pan, and then the sausage, and then pour our egg and cheese mix on top. Thanks for listening as I plan. And we will also get these homemade bagels and English muffins cut. Alrighty, so just had a timer go off for our sheet pan omelet eggs that we're doing. And hey, look at me, I'm not burning it. So I am going to, this one looks done, actually. It's beautiful, look at us, we're cooking things. So I'm gonna move this one up a notch though, and not burn my hand. So we've got, the other 2 don't look done to me either, so we'll let those continue. Alrighty, so we also have this probably 2 pounds of ground sausage cooked in March 2023. I'm gonna go ahead and throw it in here. So this was 4 dozen eggs, 2 pounds of ground sausage. I'm gonna throw, got a little bit more heavy cream, might as well use it, and we'll throw a little cheese in here. And then we're gonna lay this, well, shredded potatoes, or cube potatoes, I mean, and then I have other sausage that we need to cut up, do a layer of that, and then this whole egg bake thing that we're doing. It's great, it's great. And so these definitely get filed under hearty breakfast. I will do 2 cups of heavy cream here. And I would totally eat this on my Trim Healthy Mama, because I would count this as a crossover with the potatoes and then the eggs. Obviously it's heavy fat and we've got carbs with the potatoes. I'm not eating this all day every day though. Not that it is Trim Healthy Mama approved, this is just what I would put in my face for a breakfast here and there, okay? So I'm gonna put some cheese in here. And then again, we'll do the salt and pepper and at least some garlic powder, because I do believe I'm out of onion powder. So we have that. Getting all of our messes in at one time. I will probably need to use that measuring cup though when I put the eggs in baking pans. Okay. Sorry, just thinking through what else I need. Oh, okay. Let's see here. Do a little bit of red salt. Oh, and I was also thinking, so we have 4 glass baking dishes that we're going to use and 4 dozen eggs, so it should work out to being about a dozen eggs per pan, which is perfect for a 9 by 13, plus all the breakfast meats that are going in these. And again, I'm going to do 1 of these for dinner tonight, and then the other 3 I'll probably go ahead and bake them. You don't have to. I don't know. I'm going to see where our intuitive cooking inspiration leads us. I don't have to bake them. I can prep them and then wrap them and freeze them, later defrost them and bake them fresh that way. Not sure which way my brain is going, but I'm definitely at least going to make 1 for dinner tonight. I've also had it where I have baked the breakfast bakes, frozen them, and then reheated them. Alrighty, so just got done chopping up the sausage, so moving things to our washing pile, and our other, looks like our other 3 pan egg bake situations are done. Just gotta move our Mega Mama cast iron. I do have all this linked for you guys, for those of you who've been asking me where my cast iron is. Have that linked for you. Let's see here. It's here we are. Okay. Now we got a little extra toasty all at one end, but we'll work with it. But on other cooking days I do. Alrighty. Turn this off. I'm just gonna turn my fan on for a minute to pull some of the smells and cool this hot out of the kitchen. Okay, so yes, I keep wanting to say shredded azure potatoes. My cubed azure potatoes. They didn't know that after being in my freezer for a year, that their whole purpose in life was going to come to fulfillment today, and they were going to be in this freezer cooking video. And I didn't know, because we're doing a pantry and freezer challenge and freezer cooking through it. I didn't know I was fulfilling their destiny today either. So they are in a large blue bag in that box. And what we're going to try to do, I'm going to try to do the cold water defrost method on them in that bag, but put that bag in this colander in this bowl, and then fill the bowl. Okay, I mean, it could work. It also might not work, but I need them loose enough, like they're a solid ice cube. I need them loose enough to, yeah, be able to get them in these baking sheets. I'm just gonna rip the box at this point. And yeah, let's see, I don't know, are you a 50, yeah. However many pounds of cubed potatoes, it's like a solid ice cube. So we'll see, we'll work with it. And really, I wonder if I just run water over the potatoes themselves in the colander. That could be a thing. Well, let's get it going. Get it going somehow here. I know with meat, this usually works pretty well, because like that ground sausage was an ice cube. Okay, let's just see how this goes. Okay, so the update on the potato ice cube of 2024 is defrosting. Things are happening. I'm going to put it through every colander right now. But not quite. Okay, we can do this. Come on now. We worked so hard being potatoes. There we go. Potatoes though. Okay. To dig out that little piece of blue plastic, that would not be a fun bonus. I'm in a casserole, but if I say it out loud, that'll help me. So then we move our potato ice cube to the bowl. This plastic bag out. All right, so while I have these movable now, and our one piece of embedded blue plastic is right there, I'm going to bring some of the baking dishes over here and just fill them that way. So that's my azure. This one might be the pan that we actually cook for dinner tonight because it's a pretty pan. So let's use that. Okay, so big one. I guess if I end up, I'm just thinking through, I've got 2 more pans. If I end up with a bunch of extra potatoes, we will just do like a slow cooker hash brown and cheesy potato bake, which is also delicious, and my people will not mind having that in the refrigerator available. Of course, eat it fresh from the slow cooker, but whenever I cook up a lot of varieties of fun things at home with my cooking projects. That's the piece of plastic that I'm eyeballing. It's not as frosted as I would like. Ooh, send potatoes around the kitchen. That's step 4. How far we're getting here. So definitely have 4 9x13s, and we will just have to use the rest of those potatoes coming up. Alrighty, and totally forgot to spray my pans, but that will be okay. Here's the variety of sausage that's prepped, and I'm just going to take a handful and spread it over. I don't have this exact recipe on largefamilytable.com, but I have several hash brown, sheet pan, sausage type, same ingredient, different ways to throw it together recipes, and I will link all of those below for inspiration. Big bowl over, and we're going to pour that wonderful egg, sausage, and cheese mixture on top. Alrighty, so these 3 we will wrap and label and get these into the freezer, and just some Saturday when I need a breakfast for Sunday morning, I will set these out, even set them out on a Friday for the weekend, but this one we're gonna bake up for tonight for dinner. Alrighty, so now it's going to be the bagel and English muffin slicing part of the afternoon, and these were not sliced yet, so I'm going to slice these as well. Alrighty, so we've got the 3 egg and potato bakes wrapped and such now, so these are going to go downstairs in the freezer. Okay, and also in the middle of cutting those English muffins, let's check on it. Oh yeah, okay. This is looking good. So let me try to not cook my camera. You don't think we should do that yet? But that's looking beautiful. Don't know the depths. I need to get a tool to poke into it. I'm just totally guessing at the time here, but it smells delicious. Okay, so this is my bag of bagels that, I mean, these are just too hard. But don't worry, there's always hope. It's about 7 or so bagels. We're going to do a sourdough French toast bake using this hard as a rock bread. It's going to be fantastic. It'll also have some delicious fruit on the top. I do have that recipe over on largeforthetable.com. Only difference is, instead of regular old bread, we're using hard as a rock sourdough bagels. So on the blog, it's called Mixed Berry French Toast for the freezer, and I will have that link below, and I'm talking super loud because of the fan. Okay, so we have our one pan that got a little, well, it's not hard though, a little dark on the top, some mystery ham up there. We're gonna slice them down. It'll be okay, stick with me. We're gonna slice these into squares and get these on our homemade sourdough bagels, homemade sourdough English muffins that are pretty deflated, but that's okay. You can do it sourdough English muffins, we'll cheer them on, and then our bagels that we had to slice that have been in the freezer for a while from Sharp Shopper. And I have these sausage patties. I don't have enough for all of the sandwiches, but those will be like the teen boy edition, okay? Some of these with all of this delicious cheese and meat and eggs will also have a bonus sausage patty on them, and some of them won't. Then our egg baked in the oven on those Azure potatoes, I still keep eyeballing. It's not done yet, but it's doing a good job in life. Let's get these sandwiches assembled. Then we're gonna cut the hockey puck bread to do our French toast bake, and that I'm also gonna go ahead and just bake tonight. So we're gonna have, obviously this will be more than one night's dinner, but hey look, we meal prep for tomorrow. So we will have the egg and potato bake and a French toast bake, lots of happy campers, and then that's also meals for tomorrow. So let me get these chopped. I can get one of these baking sheets in there, but it's got off at an angle, proving a human is cooking in this human kitchen. Okay, so this side of the pan, this little egg and ham bake is a little thinner, so I'm just gonna put that on top of some other squares. Like I said, just one. And last time we did this on a big freezer cooking day, and I think we did 217 breakfast sandwiches. I believe that was in early March. And so between March and April, folks ran through those. I saw them being set out to defrost at various times. I was proud of us every time I saw that. I really want to pick up one of these squares and just eat it, but lots of food is coming. Okay, so we have accomplished some things. Well, first off, the apple butter is going in the slow cooker, okay? And the radishes are at least washed. Okay, we did the sheet pan, meat and eggs. We did breakfast bagels and English muffin sandwiches. We have about 70 of those with sheet pan eggs and sausage patties. And we did the hash brown sausage and egg bakes. We're getting ready to do the sourdough French toast bakes. And I'm hopeful. I'd like to get some freezer fruit bread. You hear my voice fading, but we're doing it. I'd like to do some freezer fruit bread and some applesauce muffins. Still would like to also do some jar salads. Those might happen tomorrow, but we will see. We have been productive. And here's all the breakfast sandwiches. Many of these have sausage patties on them. Some of those that don't, towards the end, I just did 2 of the sheet pan eggs with ham stacks on there. So we're gonna get these in baggies now. So I'm going to reuse some of these bagel bags. We did this a few months ago. Everything worked out fine. Now, if these breakfast sandwiches were truly going to be in my freezer like 3 to 6 months, I would individually wrap them. Even if you individually wrap them in parchment paper. A friend was telling me earlier she does hers in parchment paper and then uses like a little bit of the freezer tape and then puts them in plastic or what have you. That is a great option. You could also just do plastic wraps. So anyway, that has worked well for my friend, and I have just wrapped things in plastic wrap. But my folks went through the breakfast sandwiches so quickly. I mean, within 8 weeks before. These aren't gonna be around that long. So I'm just gonna put them in these bags like this. They took out like 2 or 3 bags at a time. And then they just warm them through in the microwave. And so sometimes you have to open them, open face, warm them up. Sometimes I have folks that might add cheese or something else on them. And so we won't get as many bagels back in the bags because they have toppings on them. And then I have some bread bags that I had the bagels and such in. And the English muffins, we will reuse those also. But like if you have someone in your house that needs to take their sandwich to work or whatever, I mean, you could individually wrap them. But here, and these here parts, I've got a lot of adults or adult appetites and 3 bags at a time, defrosted, use the microwave. We're definitely a microwave using household. Everything works out fine. So let's see here. That will need something. Excuse me, I'm reaching around. Okay, and this one. So I have the bread cut up. I just went live. In real time while I'm filming this, I just went live with my large family table community, which is like a week or so before this video comes out. And I just went over with them everything that I was doing, showed them all the food, talked about everything coming up. And also I have another big freezer cooking day coming up on Friday this week. And I plan to focus on mainly dinner type meals and also some meal prep for the weekend. So we were talking through those nice, happy thoughts. And so just before I went live with them, I've got 3 pans prepped and ready with my 2 hard bagels. It wasn't quite a dozen, it was like 8 or 9. Just too hard, and that's okay because that's what French toast bake is for. And we might even end up doing a fruit topping for those. I'm still hopeful. I mean, it's almost 8. I actually have a phone call here coming up in a minute. And I don't want to go back to cooking and doing life like how I did, where I would cook late at night and sometimes cook all night and just run my body and my life on the fringe. I try to take care of myself these days, so I might cook until 10 tonight. And I mean, I started hours ago, and that'll be good. And this cooking time will just be whatever it is. I do want to do jar salads. I don't have any other vegetables for them. Like, well, I don't have carrots or cucumber or celery. And so those might be a few things that I pick up. I did just on my live call talk to my large family table community members, and we were just chatting about parameters and different ways to do freezer cooking challenges. And I know some folks I've seen that do them will, well, first off, they've done them more often. I used to do these all the time, like every quarter. Honestly, whenever I first started doing once a month grocery shopping, basically the fourth week of every month would be a pantry freezer challenge, and then I would go grocery shopping. And that's back in the days when I had my $250 grocery budget. Quite 15 or so years ago, maybe, you know, 20, 15 years ago. But still, $250 15 or 20 years ago was still not a lot, okay? It would probably be like $500 in today's terms. And I had a lot of little kids and bought my 15 gallons of milk in advance. I was just very planned out. And so everything that I got, it would get us through the first 2 weeks. And then the third week, I might take $50 of that and buy a few more items. And then the fourth week was a clean out pantry freezer challenge. And that just kept things used up all the time. My hopes and dreams, though, was to always be able to buy more fruit and vegetables and all of those things. And that got me into working online, making a full-time income online, and all of those wonderful hopes and dreams that I have been able to accomplish online. It's all been around my grocery budget. That's my inspiration. So in this bag, I'm doing some English muffin sandwiches and some bagel sandwiches, and these are pretty thick, so I might only get one more of those in there. Some of my bagels are real cute and little, and then some are real big. Anyway, my grocery budget is what got me pushing and hustling and working hard to make a full-time income online, which has been 100% providing for my family for over a decade. I do have a course. I've opened it up one time. It's called YouTuber Extraordinaire, and I am actually getting ready to launch that, open it up again for the second time. I opened it up summer 2024 for a few weeks. I had a lovely handful of several hundred students. I let it live. It was a whole thing. And so what I've been working on over the past several weeks is adding tons more content to it, updating many things, lots of extra bonuses. I'm getting ready to open the whole YouTuber Extraordinaire course again. It's not open yet, but you can go to largefamilytable.com/YouTube. You can get on the wait list, and that is where I hold mama's hands in creating and launching and building and growing their own dream YouTube channel. And because I have been successful in all kinds of form of business online, email marketing, creating a Shopify store, growing an email list to over 100,000, launching products, doing a private paid membership, just lots of things I've experienced and I've grown in this over the past decade. I do get into sharing about those other aspects as well. Of course, I focus on YouTube because that's what most folks know me for, and that's what so many moms want to know about. But I do get into all the other topics. Eventually, I plan to build out a whole course suite where I will have videos and courses on those other topics broken down. But for now, I have the one big mega course, and the ice maker is chiming in, called YouTuber Extraordinaire. So again, that'll be coming out and you will hear more about that. But you can join the wait list now, and that way you'll get an email, special bonus pricing and opportunities. That'll be coming out, and all of my first several hundred students who joined originally, you guys have all the bonuses coming and all the extra content. It's all being added to what you have access to. So back to the heart of all of the sharing online that I've done for the past decade, though. These pantry and freezer cooking challenges are extra special to me because they're all part of my journey. And so I'm a little rusty right now because of so much that has happened in my life. But my capacity, I'm just so happy my capacity is coming back. And I know it doesn't mean it's always going to be the same level every day. I've already experienced it. I already know there's days I feel great. And then there's bottom of the barrel, low days. And that's just part of healing, part of feeling things, part of facing things, part of doing things. But those tomatoes are going down. Oh yes, they are. That's gonna be a joyous day to make that video. And so back to the grocery shopping and getting things prepped for the freezer and pantry challenge. I know that some folks do a big haul at the beginning because they already know their gaps and they already know what they're going to need. And I am very much winging this. I like winging it, at least at this point, because it makes it fun for me. It makes it feel like a game. I'm having a nice time. And that means I'm going to stick with it and I'm going to do it. So I like the challenge of like, kind of like the basket of ingredients on Chopped, right? Like I like the challenge of looking to see what I have and getting creative with it. Like I didn't know we were gonna do these sourdough French toast bakes, but I got inspired whenever I hit those 8 hard bagels. I was like, what can I do with these? I can do French toast bakes, because many times you use that with old crusty bread anyway. And so I got inspired to do that, and that wasn't even on our list. So look at us, we're doing things. So that's where I feel like me just making a little list each week of the odds and ends doesn't mean we still like won't go to Costco and Sharp Shopper, and I can still do a video about what's there, and then maybe that week like get some odds and ends. I just want some parameters. Like if I go into Sharp Shopper, I might only do like $50 during this challenge. You all are telling me in the comments though. So we'll get this figured out. We'll get some good systems in place and go from there. Okay, so same day, different clothes. I'm in the process of getting ready for bed, but I mean, we're doing okay. It's 8:38 now. I just set my timer for another hour. I got 55 minutes left. I got, you know, mom life and such. Just now getting back to work on what projects I can, but also to be kind to my body and myself and think about myself a little bit and what I need. And I don't need to stay up and cook till midnight or 1 a.m., that's for sure. And I'm also having a late Trim Healthy Mama waffle dinner with sugar-free syrup dinner. So we're gonna prep those 3 French toast bakes. And actually, in the way that I have the recipe written out on the blog, we can prep them, even sprinkle the fruit on top, and freeze them that way unbaked. So I think we're gonna do that with those now. And then I'd like to get some freezer fruit bread going. I'm thinking about, you know, sometimes when I do these big cooking projects, I will then the next day try to get another project or 2 done. But tomorrow is really full. And we're gonna go to the pool, right? Go swim. We're having bedtime snacks around here too. Go to the pool and such, and then the next day is 4th of July, and I'm running a race, and we're doing birthday and all kinds of things that day. So I don't have another day besides Friday when I want to do the freezer biscuits, the pot pies, the prairie pies. Also, so I was working on my Friday list. You want to hear that? I think we might do some of those short ribs that I have downstairs that need used in a Dutch oven, and roast some canned potatoes for the weekend, and then maybe roast our beef bones. And that sounds exciting. So I need to keep on and moving here. But thanks for talking this out with me. It could also be that the freezer fruit bread has to get moved to Friday. And if I did that, then I could clean up the kitchen a bit with some help and lay down flat and maybe read my book for 30 minutes. You're talking me into that. Okay, let's keep moving, see what we can get done. So anyway, still gotta mix up these eggs for these last 3 French toast bakes. Have a pile of dishes. I'm just gonna mix the eggs up, so you don't even need this big one. I might have another mixing bowl in here I can play with. Hold on, let's check the. Okay, I can probably use this Pyrex one. So my recipe that I'm gonna link below is for 2 9 by 13 French toast bakes. and it calls for a dozen eggs. Now I have one 9x13 that we prepped earlier, and then this 8x8 and this little 9x5. We're gonna call that another 9x13. So I'm gonna go ahead and mix the eggs and the milk, and I have some more heavy cream there, and you are seeing tired mom face and voice in full force, but we are doing it. So I did some reconciliation here with our plan, and this is the last hurrah for today, but I will, when we take these downstairs here in a few minutes, I'm gonna show you everything we got stacked up for today. And I've made the decision, the freezer fruit bread and the applesauce muffins, because I am continuing to work on being kind to my body. And as that Andrew Peterson song says, be kind to yourself. 2, 4, 6, 7, 8. I'm gonna move some things to my next big batch cooking day, which will be Friday. So I moved the freezer fruit bread and the applesauce muffins and the jar salads and those radishes that are washed now. Move them to Friday. And so stay tuned for the next big batch freezer cooking video during this pantry and freezer challenge to see that. And my growing list is freezer biscuits, chicken pot pies, shepherd's pie. I read this to you already, didn't I? The spare ribs in the Dutch oven, we talked about this. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. Okay, good. Let me dispose of my eggshells here. So, see how much heavy cream we have left. So, the recipe that I'll link below calls for 3½ cups of milk. So we've got 2 cups of heavy cream here. Do 1½ cup of regular old Great Value milk. Throw a little allspice in here. The recipe calls for cinnamon, but just mix that up. Okay. And a little vanilla, and look at us. We have our homemade vanilla. Let's see if it smells like vanilla or vodka. Very vanilla-y, so we're going to do 2 teaspoons. Okay, probably was 2½ there. Okay, doing things with that. And what else? Well, I have some coconut palm sugar. I was going to use in another project that I set out for. It's okay. So we're going to mix this up, and then we will just add in a little vegetable. The apple butter in the slow cooker is going to continue on low. So I will show that to you in the next big batch freezer cooking video also, and how that works out. So come back for that too. Mixer in. And so again, the recipe that's linked below talks about putting fruit on the top. And I had fruit up here that was looking at me, waiting to serve its purpose with the freezer fruit bread. And I was going to use this to do a mixed berry sourdough French toast bake. But I've already had the fruit taken back downstairs, now moved on to Friday's project. So These just won't have the fruit on it, and that is okay because French toast is French toast, right? So let me not get too squirrely. Just trying to cover all the bread there. And this makes a fantastic overnight bake, meaning put it in the refrigerator overnight, let everything soak, and then put it in the oven in the morning. But I've also prepared them such as this and then frozen them, set them out to defrost, and then when we need it. And so, you know, I was talking earlier, oh, I was gonna do some of these with dinner. Well, that one potato, sausage, and egg bake I did was perfect for dinner, and I didn't get back to this till now. It's a little woman life mixed into the evening. There we go. Now, I also have a recipe over on the blog about doing pecans on these. So I will link that one down in the description below for you too, if you are interested in some overnight French toast bake options, all that are freezer friendly and such. And so, excuse me, we're doing some cleaning here. Got the baking soda and coconut sugar out, but again, those will be living their best life on Friday. I don't want to, I just need to rinse some of these things off here. Putting some things away. I feel like we're almost shut down for the evening, getting there. Okay, kitchen is all cleaned up. Let's get these last items into the freezer and I'll show you how much we got done today. So here's what we have in the freezer. We've got our bagel sandwiches up there. We have bagel and our English muffin sandwiches there. Our 3 egg, potato, sausage bakes here, and then our 3 French toast bakes up there. Plus, we still have the apple butter going in the slow cooker, and that is going to continue. So thank you so much for doing this pantry and freezer challenge, freezer cooking with me today, where we focused on these 2 shelves of breakfast meals. The next one coming up, we will do a few more breakfast things, but we're going to focus on dinners. Thank you so much for watching. Also, if you are interested, be sure to go to largefamilytable.com/YouTube to get on the wait list for my YouTuber Extraordinaire course that is coming out with a lot of bonus material here very soon. And I'll see you real soon with another brand new video. Bye-bye.